A very good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of Jagannath International Management School, I, Dr. Sanya Chawla, takes immense pleasure in welcoming you all to the technical session 3 of HR seminar, Leading Business Transformation the HR Way. I take this opportunity to extend my warm welcome to Mr. Vijay Singh, Head HRM, LG Electronics India Private Limited. Mr. Vijay has done English Honours from Delhi University and is an alumni of JIMS 2002-2004 batch. Mr. Vijay is an HR professional having 16 years of work experience. His areas of interest includes talent acquisition, talent management, performance management system, sales HR, and organization culture, to name a few. We welcome you, sir, as a chairperson and moderator for session 3.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you so much.
Moving ahead, I take the opportunity to introduce our first distinguished speaker to the audience, Mr. Vishal Kumar Gupta from BIS Research, that is a leading deep technology insights and consulting firm, and sir is an associate vice president for strategy and growth. He has IIT Kharagpur and IIM Lucknow as his alma mater. Mr. Vishal in past has worked with companies like Cipla and Tata Steel in its corporate strategy and operations vertical, respectively. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Sanya.
Let me now take an opportunity to introduce our second distinguished speaker to you all, Mr. Bhupesh Jaiswal. Mr. Bhupesh Jaiswal is leading recruitment and resource management for India and Southeast Asia regions. He carries total 14 years of work experience and has expertise in multi-skill hiring, whether it's IT or non-IT. He worked with Tata, Airtel, and Adecco organizations before joining HCL, and has also gained exposure in talent sourcing, HR operations, and payroll. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanya.
May I now request our chairperson to please navigate the session, and I request the coordinators to start the presentation.
Thank you so much, Sanya.
Thank you.
Once again, good afternoon, everyone. It's actually, when we do a session or an interaction after the lunchtime, it becomes very difficult because people are in a different scope of mind and your mind diverts you to close your eyes, but at times you have to stay awake and open. So that is why this topic is important for us, because this topic is going to keep us awake. This is an awakening which is required right now in this current scenario. To begin with, I would just like to mention one thing is that everyone thinks success. That what is success? Success probably can be a position. Success can be probably a money. Success can be a kind of role which you are into, or success would be the chair which drives you. Probably these are what we assume as success. But beyond that, there is something which is again very, very important for us to succeed. That's recognition. If your people recognize you, if you're even in your family, if you're recognized, in your friends, you're recognized, in your office, you're recognized. So if you get recognition, then that is success. That is what something which you have earned. And to lead the business transformation through HR, HR has to be successful. HR has to be recognized. Then only you will be the leaders in taking this business to a next level and transforming the business. Because nowadays, the current scenario, we all know it has changed altogether. And the role of HR has become much more critical. Not only employees, but employees' family members, even our business partners. Everyone looks at HR, that how HR is going to take care of us, how HR is going to help us in acclimatizing to the changed environment which has come across. So I have few slides, just one or two slides. I would like to have a go through those points, and after that I would request one by one by our distinguished speakers to have their point of view. So when I was talking about transformation, as it has become a new normal, though, you can see we all organizations, we are adapting to the changing technology. Even if I talk about my organization, LG Electronics, we are an organization who are technologically very advanced, very innovative, very creative, because it's a Korean organization. Still, there were chances for improvement, which we have utilized, which we have taken across, which we have, considered, and that those innovations we have brought in across. Like a person can now update his daily list of tasks of activities through an online system, through a mobile phone, whether he's traveling, whether he's at home, whether he's in the office. So that's a kind of transformation which we have brought in across. He just need to select the location that I'm at office, I'm at a business place, I'm probably somewhere outside at a dealer or distributor place, or I'm at my house. And he can update all his details of that task and activity. And accordingly, the leaders can monitor it. So that's something which is impact of ever changing technology, which we are going to adopt. Now more than ever, human resources, we all leaders are playing a very, very important role in this journey, because we are the one who have to initiate this process. After initiating this process, there would be hiccups. People will have problems in adjusting to those changes, hand holding them, carrying them through the process, understanding their mindset ups and downs. That is what, again, HR has an important and a pivotal role to play across. Can you go to the next slide, please? So when I talk about the role, three important areas which I thought we should again focus is clarity about the objectives of the transformation. First of all, it is important for HR to understand objectively, what is transformation, how we are going to do transformation, what should be the timeline, what are the key areas of transformation, what would be involved in those areas, how much manpower, what is the kind of technology, and what is going to be the output. Because ultimately, if we talk about in business point of view, it is all which is measured in terms of ROI. So what will be an ROI of my transformation? That is something which is to be clear, a clarity of role which has to be defined. Then establishing central change management team. Again, this is very, very important, because if we have to transform our business, if we have to do something which is new, if we have to bring in creativity and innovation, there has to be a core team focusing on that, a strategic team. In our HR, again, in electronics, every team has been groomed in this long time accordingly, and there are specific members in the team focusing on strategic tasks which are relating to that transformation phase. Whether if I talk about talent acquisition, whether it's talent development, whether it's our general affairs, or whether most important our culture aspect, because culture is something which drives the organization. And I can say proudly, in our organization, we have a culture team which ensures that right set of mind is there, and the communication from top to bottom line happens in a very smooth way. So that is a strategic team which is required, and HR to work with key stakeholders. Again, when we are doing a transformation, we will have our own stakeholders. We have our business partners at the corporate office. We will have our business partners at the field. Then we will have our support functions. Then we will have our drivers. Then we'll have our vendor departments, our customer departments. These all are the stakeholders. How they are going to adopt it, whether they are going to adopt it or not, the changes, the transformation, that is again very, very important. So spending time with each key stakeholders, understanding their thought process. Like again, our business of HNA, if I talk about home appliances business, it's a huge business, uh, and it contributes to about somewhere around 65% of the total business of LG Electronics. So if I have to make certain changes, if we have to transform, if we have to bring in some certain technologies, and if we have to transform, if we have to expect people to work from home, and we have to have certain measurement criteria, probably at times stakeholders would not agree. They would agree that no, please call them in the office because it is easy for to drive people when they're sitting in front. You have to sit with them. You have to understand what is why they're expecting. Then you have to make them understand, make the stakeholder understand that by doing these things, what are the benefits you're going to derive, and as an HR, how you are going to monitor, because there would be concerns that people sitting at home would not probably focus on their job. The output would not be as such, which will be there. You as an HR person, or we as an HR person, have to make the business understand that yes, focus can be there through the system which I was talking about, which we have recently, just about 2 months back, our to-do list system, which we have incorporated, that measures the productivity of a person every day. There are certain parameters which we have developed, and that measures the productivity. So this is a way of explaining to the stakeholders. You have to take them in the confidence. I'll give you one more example. We have our branches which are doing multiple business all across the country. So about a week back, I was talking to one of the branch managers, and he said, Vijay sir, there has been a benefit of this technology, the way we have been driving things. He said that we had an overdue amount, which was every month we had an overdue recoveries of about, let's say, 15 to 20 crores from some of the dealers and distributors, for which the area managers, the field sales people had to travel to collect that particular amount, stay in hotels. There was a spend to collect about 10 crores, somewhere around 25 to 30 lakhs was spent. In this particular technological time, through certain, not only Zoom and WebEx, but through other certain techniques, they have been able to get 95% of the total overdue without spending anything. So that is a kind of story which you then make it as a case study, and you present it to the stakeholders and employees that see, this is the benefit of a technology. So this is the role of, again, HR. Can you go to the next slide, please? So if I talk about long-term, ensuring long-term sustainability for this transformation, so talent strategy, how we are going to attract the talent at a leadership level, even then alignment of the leadership, as I was talking about, stakeholders, how they're aligned to the changes of the processes, fully engaging the organization around the strategy. Now you have made a strategy, you have made a particular strategy. There are certain technological changes. Are the employees engaged? Is the organization engaged? Are the people getting benefit of it? Continuously being in connect, continuously communicating, ensuring that there is no gap in communication or the message delivery is something, again, which is important. We have a team of people. Every HR member in certain team, in all the teams, in fact, have been assigned list of employees whom we do happy calling. We call it happy calling. Everyone calls one person in about 2 hours. You call one person. So every day, at least 5 to 8 people are called, and a frequency of a person receiving the call back is once in about 15 days. The person receives a call back from an HR person. So that is the kind of connect person you get to understand that these technological changes which we have brought in, how it is going to impact, how it is impacting, what are the certain areas wherein we can make the changes more, which are the areas wherein we need to input. So healing to build a culture that supports the change. If we are going to do all the things, our organization, which has been hit or cut at this point of time through COVID, will be having a healing approach. This is the kind of healing touch which HR is going to give to transform the organization. Next slide, please. Again, some strategic alignment is important for the organization. I have already spoken on these parameters, but again, as I said, I will just focus on regular VOE of employees, voice of employees, ongoing feedback which we have to take, and action plan to be in place. As I mentioned, we have been collecting feedback from our people. Basis the feedback we have been giving, basis the VOEs, we have been giving feedback to the people. At times, it is important to address that feedback. And after getting the feedback, we are making an action plan that coming 3 months down the line, what would be our next action plan? How we are going to take it forward to the next level. There is certain, transformation not only in technology. There are certain transformation in the human behavior, in the minds of the people, in the approach of the people, in the living standard of the people. So what is the action plan which you are going to take it across? See, just going beyond the topic of transformation through technology, I have focused again here about human behavior and the mindset of the people. Why again is, as an HR person, we have to look through an overall picture. If the mindset of a person is good, if the surroundings are good, the family is happy, you're connected, and they feel positive, they feel that someone is there to care for, that transformation which you want them to go through in technological point of view, they will happily do it because their mind would be happy. So these are the entire areas, which as an HR person, we need to focus. Next slide, please. So transformation of talent and strategy, attracting and developing the right talent and leadership, as I have mentioned, is again very, very important, because after COVID, we still have, positions which are open. We are hiring. LG is hiring at a rapid pace. Other organizations are also hiring, because we can see some people, leaving also, but hiring is at a higher pace, since we can see higher business prospects, like an online team, like a data team, strategic team. These teams have seen a growth in numbers. To attract the right leadership and a right talent, you have to show that your organization is having that transformational technologies which are going to sustain this organization for a longer run, because people at this point of time would try to join that organization which gives them assurance for the future. So that is again where our HR has to play a key and a pivotal role. Next, please. And finally, a strong culture drives the organization's outcomes when aligned with strategy and leadership. HR leader who adopts to be the change philosophy can inspire it throughout the rest of the organization. Yes, first of all, we have to change. As in HR, we think in mind, we need to do that? Is it important? But the day we realize, yes, we need to do this, it is important, it is going to bring it a change. We are an organization who is working from office day in, day out. IT organizations are doing work from home. LGs, will it be able to adjust to work from home or work from field? If we start thinking like this, will we be able to adjust to a flexi working environment? If we start thinking like that, we can never change. We have to first adjust to ourselves that yes, this is the right time. We have to do it. We have to adjust to this changing scenario. We have to adjust our mindset. So once we do it, it is easy for us to make others believe. Once we believe it, others will definitely believe, because that is how HR has to propagate it down the line. So creating leadership is, again, creating leadership alignment by coaching our senior leaders, encouraging leaders to be teachers. Now, again, HR, first of all, we have to do it ourselves. Then we are going to coach our leaders down the line. Then leaders are going to become the teachers, because if my leader is my teacher and he teaches me every day, he gives me a lesson which probably is beneficial for me, and my leader is doing something by leading an example, probably I am going to populate it down the line, and I am going to practice the same thing. So that is again a pivotal role. And developing new capabilities for emerging trends, new capabilities as in data analyst, someone who is into online e-commerce. So examples of these kind of scenario is something which is very, very important. So this is something, how we are going to create our next generation leaders, next generation pool of people who are going to be the performers. So this is how our HR is going to play a pivotal role in bringing a transformation. So I feel, that as an HR people, it is our key responsibility, because we are the one who are going to groom the organization. Let's say, and if we decide to remove somebody from one place to another, and that brings a loss to the business, so that is a loss which HR has brought. And if we move somebody from one place to another, and that brings a benefit to the business, so that is a kind of, benefit which, or a profit or a COI which HR has given to the organization. So, Vishal, I would just, expect your thought process on this.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Mr. Vijay. How are you?
I'm fine, Vishal. I'm perfect.
Fine. So, first of all, I would like to thank entire GEMS and all the members who have conducted this session. And I'm really very privileged to be here. I just wanted to get back to your question and wanted a brief detail, like what's the exact point. If you can just come up again, and then maybe I'll be able to describe it. This is my experience in this organization.
Right. I just mentioned, Vishal, regarding the point of HR being the first one to adopt to the transformation, then
right.
teaching the leaders, then leaders being the teachers, teaching down the line, and thus ending up in creating a pool of the people who are going to be our future successors and leaders. So what is your point of view on this?
Right, definitely. So when we talk about transformation, so this is the current times that we are observing, the transformation is much required, and it's a forceful transformation, I would say, just because of COVID. That entire world, not only the organizations, commercial organizations, but also even the institutes and the educational institutes and the research and development institutes have to take part in it. It has impacted every people, each and every working employee, working, non-working, whatsoever it be. And it has also impacted every family in them. It has fused the personal life and the professional life of every individual in some or the other manner, moving everyone from organization to work from home scenario, and wherein the transformation comes into play.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, right. So, and for that, how efficiently do you change yourself? How efficiently an organization adapt itself to move from an office space to work from home scenario, depending irrespective of the roles and responsibilities of every individual. And therein comes in how fast paced manner you can basically transform yourself, how efficiently are you using the latest technologies coming up. So you would have observed all the WebEx platforms and web conference platforms coming up immediately just after the lockdown started across the globe. So this is wherein an HR has to come into play, wherein they will have to maybe organize a change management process in a much better manner with the help of top-down escalation of these particular processes, wherein you'll have to enforce everyone to get adapted to these scenarios. In many companies, there would be a technical challenge in certain proportion of employees, wherein they will be facing some technical challenges in adapting to the newer technologies. And therein the HR training and development processes comes into play, and wherein all the leaders will have to take onus upon themselves that yes, I will take this particular thing on me and will try to adapt to all the scenarios and all the technological changes that is coming up, wherein my juniors, or not even my juniors, my team members, I would say, would be inspired through the entire process when I am adapting to the things, and they will take up things in their hand and collaboratively will transform the entire organization's culture. Because if we say culture in an office space and culture in a remote location, in a remote place, when you don't get to meet people so frequently, just walking down the aisle and you get to meet people in your office, your culture changes a lot. And when you're hiring new people, it's very difficult to explain them how the culture is right now in the front of a laptop, right? So therein comes the role of HR to imbibe and make it transparent what the culture was in the office space and what the culture is now over here when you communicate with the people in and around the organization.
Very right, Vishal. In fact, I would just like to mention your on this point. Absolutely correct. A person sitting on a remote location, let's say a person sitting for me in Guwahati, remote corners of Guwahati,
Right.
high-end mountain areas, probably he would not imbibe to the culture of a person who is there in Delhi itself, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's our role. Just about let's say half an hour back, our one of the members of culture team was organizing a kind of quiz contest with the people of Jaipur, Guwahati, and Bangalore. So they were the one who were in semi-final round. So these three, teams were connected together on Zoom and when having a quiz competition together. And one of the family members of every branch had to join along with them. So that is a kind of connect which
Exactly.
develops, and it is developing through a technology that is Zoom, which we never did.
Exactly. Exactly.
So as an HR, it is important for us. Also,
Exactly.
second point, as you mentioned that we have to start from ourselves. Yes, like when we spoke to our business heads that we have to ask people to work as per roster because that never existed. We were an organization who were always working, always in the field, always there in the office. They said no, it's not possible. We started with HR that we have a roster. Even the leaders in HR have to stay at home for 1 or 2 days in a week. So that started with us. Now you have to follow it down the line, and things are happening. So if a business head is wanting some recruitments, a business head is wanting some low performer to be counseled or warned by us, or some actions to be taken, or some engagement to be organized, HR is doing from home itself. So why not a business communication can happen? Absolutely,
Exactly.
very right, Vishal. Thank
Exactly.
you.
And even then, there is
Yeah, yeah,
another point of view to it. Like maybe we can look at as a challenge that the transformation is forceful from the COVID times, but also it can be an opportunity for few of the organization wherein they can leverage the roles which can perform outside the office, but uh, you don't need the office infrastructure for those particular, and
yes,
then you can avoid the costs in there. So that is another
yes,
point of view that you can have for the organizations which can afford work from home and can set up a culture with wherein you can work remotely and have the same level of performance, which we have also observed in this COVID times, that people are working even more and even performing better and even taking lesser number of leaves, which is a practical implication of working from home, because they are now at home and they don't need a separate space and time to perform their daily chores and duties at home. So this is something that is also an opportunity for people.
absolutely, Bhupesh. Thank you, thank you. Now,
Thank
Bhupesh,
you.
I would ask Vishal. Thank you. I would ask Bhupesh your ideas, your inputs, your thought process on this.
Thanks, Vishal, and thanks, Vijay. So, my I would say here that this last 6 months, so there's a transformation of adoption. You can say we have been seeing around. So the adoption of adoption for the transformation is like, see, every day we are adopting since last 6 months. What we are adopting how to leverage people, how to leverage employee to do the work from home. Because see, earlier what used to happen, there used to be a certain particular segment who used to work from home. Certain business units, certain skill set we used to see people are working from home. Now we are leveraging the areas, the segment which have never thought to work from home, or we are just pushing to do work from home to ensure people should do their task on time and do the delivery as per the business expectation. We are adopting the change. We are adopting the change, the kind of traditional education method to online education method, because we have never seen a nursery class, my kid, a nursery class, a student are doing taking the online education. We
Yes, yes,
never thought of
absolutely
it,
agree.
never thought
Absolutely
of
agree. In
it.
fact,
And
just one thing, Bhupesh, I would like to add on here on a lighter note. Earlier,
yeah,
my wife, since she teaches mathematics to class 12, she mentions that earlier it was like students are not allowed to bring mobile phones. Now students are supposed to bring mobile phones.
exactly, exactly. So, so earlier, what we used to listen that mobiles are not allowed. Now mobiles are bringing people to get connected together, to just learn. So this is how the adoption is happening. See, it can be by choice, it can be by force, but whatever we have been seeing around in the last 6 months, it is happening by force. But yes, in a current trend or futuristic, it can be a trend. It can be a trend because see, gradually people are transforming themselves from traditional to go the online mode because with the cash transaction. See, so the massive cash transaction have been reduced at a level, and a person I have seen a person, my sabzi wala and all this, they have never seen of Paytm and all this. Now they are scared. Oh, I cannot touch the note because touching the note can spread the virus and all. They are also adopting the online method of taking money and all. So we can see around the adoption since last 6 months happening at a massive level. So the same adoption is happening in office also, in our corporate life also. How? Because see, as you have rightly mentioned, my friend rightly mentioned that connecting people together. So for engaging, one person's sitting at Guwahati and one person HR sitting at Delhi, it is not easy to get connected. But somehow either a Zoom class, Zoom connect, or somewhere we are getting people connecting, and we are also, we as an organization, see in my company also, we are arranging programs to get people connected, whether it's a birthday program, even we are doing e-farewells also. We have started e-farewells also. So even so, on a farewell card, earlier what we used to do, we used to get every people signed, every employee signed and get them the farewell card. Now we are getting the e-card signed, digital signed, and so this is how it is happening. And and technology, see, technology plays very important role in terms of the transformation. Everywhere we are adopting the technology to do the transformation, whether it's a engaging employee, whether it's a sustaining employee, technology plays important role. Because see, you have to retain, see, for adding anything to the business, you have to ensure that your potential talent and your high performance talent should get retained. Where HR plays very important role, and at this situation where uh, I'll give you one example here. See, in last 6 months, there were a couple of employees whom we have not spoken since last 6 months because we have not seen each other's office hours or close. So one employee called, "Oh, Bhupesh, are you there in HCL? I thought you were not there." So it is happening like, see, who is coming, who is going? Only technology. See, whatever, wherever mail wise we are connected, whether it's phone wise we are connected, only technology is only engaging us. Otherwise, people are not aware who is going, because see, we are not seeing each other. Who is going, who is coming to the organization, we are not doing. So lots of transformation is happening, and HR is, because HR job has been added during these situations. Because see, whatever we used to do just in time, it is taking time. Why it is taking time? Because see, we have to do the technologically enabled everything. All systems should get connected technologically, so that your communication should reach on time. Like, we are creating small groups to get employee connected. So like, whether it's a birthday bash program, whether it's any engagement program to keep people engaged, because see, engaging employee is a very important thing at this point of time. Because see, generally in your routine life, you say hi, hello, you just walk on the floor and you meet employee, you just cheer up and all this. That's the way people, it's a feel good factor usually HR gives to the employee. But right now it is not there. So we are creating small groups, whether it's an online group, whether it's a WhatsApp chat group. We are connecting people, so that and in terms of the leadership also, we are adding inputs to leaders, whether how to get people more motivated at this point of time. How? Because see, the anxiety level of a person have been increased drastically during these last 6 months. So how to ensure that the employee should get motivated, because it's a very important task of HR at this point of time. Because everywhere you read the newspaper, there is a negativity. You open the news channel, you see the COVID 59 lakhs cases and all this. So everywhere the negativity have been spreaded, and suddenly you get to know your neighbor got COVID infected. So you are surrounded by so many things which is negative. So it is important as an HR, you keep yourself positive and you keep your employee also motivated, so that your function can run smoothly, and definitely it is adding, it will add value to the organization. This is what I feel. Yeah.
Absolutely, Bhupesh. Thanks so much. In fact, I truly, totally agree to what you're saying. And in fact, what you mentioned, there are a lot of departments, who have never thought, even imagined that to work from home. They're working like yesterday we got our salaries. 25th is the day when we are blessed always to have the salaries. So our salaries and our accounts were full yesterday. We got the salaries. So entire accounts team from past 1 week was working from home. Entire accounts team. So, and they are like that, they want papers, they want bells, they want, everything, they want everything to be there on the paper. Then only
Exactly, exactly. Yes,
they will
yes,
work. And there is always a, cat and mouse fight between HR and accounts. That's always there,
yes,
every
yes,
organization.
yes, yes,
I
yes,
truly
yes,
believe that.
yes,
So
yes.
still, they said, no, we have to come to office. We said, no, it's a sanitization date for your particular floor. So they sit on some 18th floor. So we said, it's a sanitization date. You'll not be allowed to come. You have to work from home. Because in the month of lockdown, April and May, you made the salaries from there itself. We ensured that everyone is paid on time. So it can happen. And it happened. So we have to push it down the line.
Yes.
Also, when everything started, VPN connectivity was very difficult. Somebody's VPN was connecting, somebody was not having VPN. Even your employees who are on third-party payroll, they were not having a laptop or a computer. So ensuring that that particular VPN gets established at everyone's house is something which an IT team can do. And who can boost an IT team? HR team itself.
HR.
So
Yes,
that is
absolutely,
how we
absolutely.
have pushed our IT team. And in fact, I believe you all have definitely done that same thing. And VPN is there in every house. And now they can connect to the, emails and check the emails, because email is a major source of working. So that is how we transform it. And when you're talking about small groups also, here also I would like to point out, for every birthday which we have, every employee's birthday, a WhatsApp group is made by one of the culture team members for that employee and all the team members in that group. So everyone starts wishing. Earlier, that person, let's say a person who is in, here, let's say home appliance team and sitting in some other branches, would also know that today is my X person's birthday, which earlier probably face to face they would know, otherwise they won't know. Now this is becoming stronger. So this small WhatsApp is also a technology, a
Yes,
transformation which
correct.
we are going to bring into the life. So that
Yes.
that is again what I believe. Now, Vishal, I would just like to ask you, uh, if you have witnessed this transformation of the technology, so what is the difficulty which you have faced while while you are trying to bring it down to the employees?
Right, right. So obviously, I belong to an organization which is relatively very young. Okay, so which is relatively very young, and the average age of the organization is very less, around 25, or I would say between 25 to 30, as the majority
Oh,
population of the
wow.
organization is there. So the adaptability is good, quite good, because they have just been out of the campuses, or maybe very young in terms of adaptability. So they generally picked up things, and the challenge was mainly for HR and for the senior management to bring in the processes in line. So earlier, when you are working from office, and suddenly when you're shifted to home, there are some processes which are only applicable for office spaces. Now you'll have to make it and make a basically a replica of it, which is a virtual and understandable for everyone, and then communicating that thing reiteratively, so that they get to understand, okay, this is the process that we are working on right now. So it's not just that communicating over a single mail and giving a guidelines that this is the process now that we'll follow. It's rather bringing it into practice through the process of change management, so that you guide
Absolutely.
everyone at every step. Okay, this is the next step that you'll have to follow. And we understand there will be a certain amount of lead time wherein you will start that change management process, and then you have to target that, okay, after a month, everyone should be aware of what is the process going on. And
Absolutely.
unless once you go through the one cycle of the process, you are very much aware of all these steps, necessary steps in there. And then there are also multiple project management tools and process management tools available in the market, which is obviously some are free source and some are paid ones. You can utilize those to track the processes, track the production processes in the organization. If you are a part of production for product or services, anything that I would say, you can track it from a virtual space. It would be helpful for the management as well as for the HR team, wherein you can track the performance and accordingly take the decision. So
Absolutely.
managing is not difficult if you leverage the technology very well, but otherwise in the process, when you are working the remote, only internet comes into play, where to connect each of us, and using the internet, using the laptop that we have, using the mobile that we have, whatever resource that we have, I would say, I will call it as a resource, we'll have to leverage it in in the best possible manner that we have, and then elevate up to the point wherein you just maintain the business continuity for now, and wherein we are very much uncertain how long will this go. It's also it's a very dilemma process for everyone, be it the investor or management, that for how long do you want to bring this transformation. And ultimately there would be coming a point wherein you will go back to office and restart the process, and then there would be some people who have joined the organization in this gestation period or in this time frame of working from home, and then suddenly you'll again have to train those people that, okay, this is how we were working in office. So there will be transformation again, I would say. And how quickly and how fast-pacedly you mingle all of these things, so that it's very much crucial that you bring in the processes in the work from home scenario that can also be used in the office scenario. And that should not always be for the work from home scenario. So this is something that we'll have to keep in mind when bringing in such transformations into play, and taking cost into account, taking ROE into account, and taking everything into account. This is something I think is very important, and explaining that to the organization, that see why we are adopting this. Each and every member, why we are adopting this, why is it required, and what will you learn from this, and maybe it will help you in managing things in a better manner, whatever things that you are doing, and possibly balancing your personal and professional life at home if you adapt to new technologies. So this is how we try to motivate each and every individual within the organization to leverage technology to try to. So I'll try to explain an incident. So earlier we were not using Microsoft Teams or any such suite to connect, because obviously everyone was at a single floor, and it was easy to connect with everyone, and you just book a conference room, go there, have a chat, and it's done. Now there comes a challenge that you'll have to then bring up Zoom into play, and if not Zoom is not directly it does not directly integrate with the Outlook as such. Then Teams was not fully functional, then Teams was working on it just after the post lockdown. Then there was some Slack is there, which you can use for temporary period. So there were so many things that you'll have to do, and you'll have to decide how quickly you would want to introduce a platform that will be formally announced, and then everyone would have to be onboarded on there. You also have to explain the functionalities of those platforms, that, okay, this is how we are going to. Now, obviously, there will be a gradient of skills within the employee, wherein some of the employees will be very much happy to adapt this, but some will be very reluctant at why to use this, why I just use WhatsApp call and connect over a meeting, which is very much easier. But then the thing is that is not recorded, and you don't have things in the record. You can't record data, and ultimately you can't track and analyze your performance during the work from home scenario. So we'll have to be transparent with the employees that, okay, why we are doing things, and what is the purpose, and where will it help us lead towards.
Absolutely. In fact, Vishal, I totally agree, because a person who has handled the situation, like we all are in this situation right now, will be the one who can give right answers. Today, as you mentioned, I agree. Bringing people back to work is again difficult. Changing their mindset is again difficult. No
Exactly.
doubt about it. Somebody, let's say we have our employees all across the country, and we have people, let's say from Ranchi, who's working in Bhopal, and in the lockdown has gone back to Ranchi. Now he wants to stay there, and you have to bring him back to Bhopal. So that's the challenge. So there are these technical challenges. Absolutely agree, and we have to change the mind. We have to get into the minds of the people and get it done. Absolutely. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, Vishal.
Right.
In fact, Bhupesh, I want to do one through you that since HCL is an organization which has a lot of employees. So when we are working on a technology, let's say Zoom or WhatsApp or WebEx or other some technologies, like we all organizations have our own systems. So there are chances of data peripherage, data losses, secrecy losses. So because technology brings that also.
Correct.
If we are making nuclear, so nuclear can give you electricity, but it can destroy also. So that's
Mhm.
technology. So how, as an HR person, you ensure that this thing will not be there?
See, for as a HR, so first of all, it is very importantly part the policy guideline we generally describe to employees that see there are certain things, certain tools are available in the system. So, for example, for us, for any video interview needs to be conducted through the Microsoft Team meeting, because a Microsoft Team meeting is a very official this thing, and it is integrated with the Outlook. And because of the data security and all this, we have restricted Zoom. So so Zoom officially is not allowed, and there are many companies who have just because of the data security purpose, and they have just restricted. So we are ensuring that from office laptop, so whatever you log it, you have to attend. You have to attend video, any video mode. It needs to be conducted through the team meeting. And second, see, we have very stringent kind of this thing in terms of the data theft or data loss policy. That so whatever you own, you are because see on a regular basis we gets the this code of this conduct in terms of the data security
Yes.
guidelines to be floated, and there is a sign off. So every month, see, as an IT organization, so there is a separate data theft this uh, uh, agreement which we need to sign off. So as an employee, every employee needs to sign off that I am ensuring that whatever is there in my laptop, it is fully secure, and I have and it is I am not breaching any data policy, and I'm adhering 100% compliance, and we need to just digitally sign off that and ensuring that it is to be maintained. Hence, see, from an employee side, it is very much important that we the and as HR, we are the drivers. We are the
Absolutely.
drivers, and
Absolutely.
whosoever missed it, whosoever missed it, we need to just run behind it, because see,
Yes.
in case
Yes.
anything because if anything missed out, then we'll be caught. Even
Yes. Yes.
even in IT companies, while conducting interviews, there are some proxy interviews also happens.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
even on team meeting. So see, because you as an HR person, your responsibility is to bring the right talent to the organization. But
Yes.
where proxy interview happens for a certain, because the IT roles are just, you are just sitting there, and on next to you there is somebody who is just googling everything and just responding all your queries, and and during the COVID times, people are taking advantage of this proxy interviews, because
Yes.
people are aware, especially in IT companies, people are aware कि यार फेस टू फेस इंटरव्यू तो होना नहीं है, ठीक है,
Yeah.
ठीक है. So either it is happening through telecom, or it can happen through video. So
Yes.
so so there is a lot, and it has been, because I was just reading one article, the trend of proxy interview have risen in last 6 months. And so then because of that, we have started the certain measures, checkpoints, while having the even telephonic interview, while having the even the team meeting video interview, so that to ensure there should not be any proxy interview. For example, rotating the 360-degree camera, and to ensure the whatever whosoever is just attending the interview, the person is in the isolation room. So so as an HR, so it is important, because see, we are the brand ambassador for the organization. Our responsibility to get the right talent to the organization. In case
Absolutely.
in case we miss anything, it is lost to the organization, and we cannot even afford that. So
Yeah.
so we are just the drivers to ensure the 100% compliance are met, and 100% data policy to be adhered, and this is how it is. We are just ensuring. Yeah.
Absolutely. Perfect. In fact, I totally agree when you are talking about that, while interviewing, we are ensuring that camera is monitoring. If you look
Yeah.
at schools also, if your kids are studying, you see that if schools, if students are giving examinations, there are certain software which monitors that for what how long their heads have turned, for how long their hands have moved. Can you
Yeah.
imagine? We never imagined these things before.
Yeah.
If I would have been told this about, let's say, a year back, I would have laughed off. Are pagal hai kya? We would have thought
Uh,
like that, right?
correct. Correct.
But this
Correct.
is
Correct.
what is a transformation. This is what is something which has entered our life. Now, I can see Dr. Ashok Sharma. He's, mentioning that we are getting into micromanagement of people. So, do you
Exactly.
think HR is entering into the privacy of employees? So,
HR. See, HR is not entering privacy to life. See, micromanagement is something we are forced to do the micromanagement, I would say here, because see, there are when policy gets created, without any incident happening, the policy does not get created. So we are, because of the several incidents have occurred in past, hence some policy have been implemented, some policy have been imposed, and it is not the micromanagement. So it is kind of ensuring that we need to be 100% compliant as per the organization guideline, as per the organization setup. Because see, HR is a person who is a who has the entry gate, who has the entry pass, who gives you the entry pass to enter into the organization, and who also gives you the exit pass to while going from the organization. So as a as a gatekeeper, as a gatekeeper, I need to ensure the only right person should enter into my house now. Why should I allow somebody who has an intent to not to follow the 100% compliance? Why should I hire somebody? So securing myself, securing my organization, somehow, somewhere people can say it's a micromanagement, but in my view, it is not a micromanagement. It is just ensuring the the compliance. It is just ensuring that the 100% policy to be adhered. Because see, in case because in case any lapse happens, then at least you'll have a record. That's these are points which I have already complied, which I have already monitored. So the lapses can be prevented. If you follow the guideline, you can prevent those lapses. This is how it
right,
is. This is what I
right,
feel.
Rupesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vishal, you would like to throw any light on this?
Yeah, definitely, and that's why I raised my hand.
Yes,
So
yes, absolutely. I could see
basically,
that.
I would like to bring in the perspective of the employees in the front of HR. How and why they feel that they are being micromanaged. So basically, again, obviously in the office scenario, they would not have felt that, because everyone is in connect and everyone is in the visibility of the entire HR team, their managers. So they are in the visibility of the entire team, and that is something that controls their behavior in the organization. If you would agree with me that you being in the visibility of everyone controls your behavior, right? So when we are working remotely, and when processes are not set up in a manner wherein you can work from home or work from remote location, therein comes a play of HR that they will have to take the updates, how's the processes going on. And there could be multiple media to take that updates. One is you can either shoot a lot number of mails, call to numerous people to understand what is the progress of any project or anything as such, right? And wherein you will also have to at times push that, okay, this is the deadline, and then you will have to complete and you will have to comply by the X number of policies and X number of processes. So this is something that has come into change due to the change of scenario of working. But what is perceived is perceived. We can't deny that fact. If people are feeling that they have been micromanaged, they are feeling that they are micromanaged. So
Absolutely.
maintains these certain processes in which the work is also get done, and they will also not feel that it micromanaged. So
Right.
either we can set a simple set of rules wherein you'll have to abide by a few set of parameters that, okay, if there is a variability in those parameters, then it will be red flag, and then you will be questioned. Otherwise, if you maintain a certain level of variability or covariance in the certain number of parameters, then you will not be questioned. And the person will try to maintain their performance at a certain level, and then which will also they'll also find that, okay, I'll not have to get below at par level from all the other employees, or maybe at an average level. So obviously, like I said, there are multiple tools available in which they can proactively update on the progresses going on, and which prevents them to get questioned on the completion of the deadline, and which also helps them to not understand as a micromanagement from the HR way if they are proactively updating the things that they are working on.
Fine. In fact, we're short of time. We have some questions which will come to us. Yes, but here again, I would also like to mention Dr. Ashok Sharma. Few very important thing. Yes, we are doing micromanagement. We are entering the privacy, but professional privacy. When an organization employee enters, he signs the appointment letter, which justifies that professionally we have a right to enter your professional privacy. Yes, professional privacy. Why? Because we want to give you strength. We want to give you powers. We want to identify the gap wherein you want a support from us. So that is why we are getting into micromanagement. Personal privacy, if we at times are entering into even 1% of personal privacy, why we are doing it? We want to connect our family with the organization, wherein you are awake and you spend 10 hours. That is a second family. So we want to get connected to the families. We want to make that bond stronger. So that is a kind of positive connect which we are going to have. Also, Dr. Sharma, in fact, just one thing, I have this out of the box question, which I can see from a long time, that Insha Agarwal and Nathan, they have written that HR holds such a crucial role in the organization, yet HR is paid less. And why? And agree, it must be paid more. The issue is that we are not good at communicating the value. That is why many top HR professionals are paid well, though. I would totally disagree to what you have written. HR is definitely paid well. We are paid equal to good business leaders. Okay, so it's when you come to the organization, when you find, so then analyze and you find HR is definitely paid well, because HR is a very important strength to the organization. Second is, if you compare with the sales force, always understand, if my area sales manager has a target of 1 crore in a month, even if he does 99 lakhs, he is screwed. Next month again, after doing 1 crore 10 lakhs, he again gets a target of 1 crore. Okay, so that's the high level of risk, high level of challenge, which HR has a risk, but that challenge is nullified. So there are certain parameters, every aspect which has to be monitored. So it's a big chapter. So we'll not discuss it here, but yes, I would definitely say HR is paid well. It's not HR is not paid well. Yes, Dr. Ashok, you would like to say anything?
I truly second your statement.
Okay, so now we're open for any other questions if you have. If anyone has any questions, you can definitely ask.
audience, if there's any question, then the panel can take the questions. Okay, anyhow, Sanya, like you can coordinate the things.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, everyone, for the session. I thank all the speakers of session 3. The level and diversity of discussion were truly outstanding. We indeed have just the right number of subjects, people, and time. Here, I would like to extend my thank you to all the speakers, guests, delegates, faculty members, and students for keeping patience and having the best of the interaction during the HR seminar, thereby making it a success. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was pleasure.
Bye-bye.
And,
Okay,
and all the speakers, it was pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks. Thanks.
Thank you. Again, I would like to say thanks to the all panelists and all to our dear student who have been here. Vijay, special thanks to you for again spending time here with us.
Pleasure.
Thanks a
Pleasure.
lot. All my student volunteers who have been working great day in and day out. It has been a good success story that I'm seeing here. So, you know, these all conferences are definitely a good learning ground. So I hope there's an excellent takeaway which is going to be there coming out of this. We had a good amount of delegates from the corporate also. I hope they would have also enjoyed the things. We're looking forward for a feedback from them. There's a feedback form which would be shared, and in case of any queries later on also from any panelists, we would be happy to answer that. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.